speaking the truth. Just because of the simplicity it gives your life, you don't have to remember anything. But I lied. I love stories, but I lied that I don't. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, judges, and my dear friends. And then the wizard told the young boy, you have 2 years and 1 month. So listen twice as much as you speak, and you'll be wise one day. So saying, my dad ended his story. I was 5 years old. I was fascinated by these stories. I loved them. So I wanted to share it with someone. So I ran next door. There was this 3-year-old guy who used to live next door. So I went, I told him the entire story. You know what he said after he listened to it? He listened to the whole of it and then he said, huh? He didn't understand anything. He was 3 years old and I was telling him random stories. So I thought, okay, fine. I really have to change my audience. So I started telling stories at family gatherings. So when I go to a wedding so when all the friends are around, I go like, and then all the Greeks got into a huge wooden horse and won over Troy. Everyone loved these stories. And something else used to happen at these family gatherings, that all these people start asking you, what do you want to do in life? What is your career? So I thought, okay, what do I like? I like riding bicycles. I was too young, so this is the kind of stuff. I like riding bicycles. I like telling stories. I like teaching stuff to people. Okay, alright. Now, riding bicycles can't be a profession. No. Teaching, maybe. Storytelling, I don't really like it. I lied. And then I spent a few years pretending everything was going well, pretending I had a plan. So, and then this one day, I come across a poster. It says, story writing competition. I think, all right, let's do something. I have a lot of free time. So I go near a pond, sit there, and then there's this one tree that is leaning over the pond like this. It's as if it's looking into the pond. So then I sat down, I wrote a story. I wrote a story about a tree which is in a forest that is being cleared. So all the trees in the forest are being cut down and thrown into a pond. So this tree is so sad that its siblings are all dying and it is leaning over the pond. Everyone I knew loved the story. They said, Vic, you're doing good. For your age, this is really nice. You should do more of this stuff. I said, the competition is over. I didn't really win it. It's okay. I don't like stories anyway. I lied. Few years fast forward, I'm a young man, just finished high school. So I wanted to travel, meet people, and that is what I did. But two kinds of people especially amused me. One is the so-called corporate sharks. They have an ambition, they have a goal, they have a plan, they're always working. They're like, weekends is for the losers, that kind of people. And then there is this other set of people who are like, contentment, stability, be happy with what you have. In my mind, both these people were the same, they just wanted different stuff. But this, go get it people and just let it go people always seem to clash. So I thought, how would it be if such people went on a journey together? So I started writing another story. A story about what would happen if these people met. Halfway through the first paragraph, I thought, what would I do even if I wrote this? I wouldn't know how to carry on with this. There's no point. I wouldn't even know how to complete it. Stories don't interest me anyways. I lied. At that moment, as if another story wanted to save this unborn story, I remembered a story my mom once told me. A story about two men. They were given a task, they were given a challenge. You have to get to the top of one particular mountain. But they had to do it in darkness. All they were given was a little oil, both of them. So one guy, he rushes into the forest, he gets a lot of wood, and then starts a campfire. He wants to light up as much as the path as he could. And then the other guy, he had vanished before anyone even saw. The next day, when people wanted to know who got to the top and all of that, it was said the guy who had vanished into the forest won. They were like, how did he didn't even start a fire. Where did he go? Because we didn't see any other significant fire on the other side, so what did he do? On inquiry, it was found out that this guy used the oil to fill an earthen lamp. He held it in his hand, and the more he walked, the more of the path was illuminated. My mom finished this story and she told me something I'm going to remember for life. She said, as long as you have the light with you. As long as you have it in you, the path will illuminate itself. So I went back to the story. I thought, okay, fine. What happens, happens. I'm going to start this. So I started writing. I fell in love. I loved writing about characters. I loved about writing what people would talk in a situation like this. So people asked, so you're writing a book, right? That's great. So do you want to become an author? I'm like, no, I just have an idea about two ideologies. Like people are going, nah, it's just a book I'm working on. It was just nonsense I was telling people because I was scared. It went on like this for a while. I lied again. A month ago, I went to meet my mentor. She's one of the best people I've ever known. She asked me, what are your learnings from the past year? I said, I learned that courage is most important for traveling. I learned to respect myself as an author. And I stopped. She was looking right at me and she was smiling wildly. I asked, what happened, coach? She said, there is a difference between saying, I'm working on a book, and saying, I'm an author. Just now you said, I'm an author. All the best. I was stunned. Maybe that's the case with things we love. We can't lie about them for long. As the late actor Alan Rickman said, it's an ancient need to be told stories. For me, it's a need to tell stories. So I will keep telling them. And this year, I plan to finish my book and publish it. And I will. Because I am an author and I won't lie anymore. Back to you.